Hello, true crime family. I have a few videos coming out today. I've been kind of busy. This is part 2. This is the background of the Evansdale two girls, Lyric and Elizabeth. This is really dear to my heart, so we'll just jump into it so I can get the other videos out as well. Okay, Evansdale, Iowa, double homicide. It occurred Friday the 13th. It was 2012. The girls went missing at Myers Lake in Blackhawk County. There is currently a $150,000 reward for the information leading to an arrest. Tips may be given at www.cvcrimestop.com. Lyric, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background on the family, and then part 3 we'll just jump into the rest of the story. So Lyric Ray Lynn Cook Morrissey, born October the 2nd of 2001. Mom is Misty and her dad is Dan Morrissey. Lyric was 10 years old. She was a joy to be around and had a smile that radiated love to everyone. She knew the Lord and the importance of salvation. She was very compassionate for her family and friends. She loved cheerleading and she loved gymnastics. She loved the outdoors. It didn't matter if it was snowing, if it was raining, if it was sunshine, she was outside. She also enjoyed bowling. She loved to go to the bowling alley and bowl. Elizabeth June Marie Collins, born 7/31 of 2003. She was the daughter of Drew and Heather Collins. She was an upbeat, bubbly little girl. Let's see, it's so sad. She always had a smile on her face. That she loved being a little girl and dressing up in little girl clothes and having her nails done and her hair done. She was spirited. She loved hockey. She was really, really into hockey, and she loved to play softball. She adored animals. She loved singing, riding her bike, watching movies, and eating popcorn with her family. She had brother Kelly and 2 sisters, Amber and Kelly. Plus her best friend was her dog Gus. Lyric's parents, Dan and Misty, had one son before Lyric, and his name was Dylan. Lyric's parents and older brother lived in the neighboring town of Waterloo, while Lyric lived with her grandma, Wilma Cook, and her aunt, Heather, being raised primarily in Evansdale. This made the cousins even more close, like sisters. Both of Lyric's parents struggled with drugs when Lyric was smaller, so she was primarily raised by her grandmother, Wilma. She did have a troubled home life in her earlier years, but because of the influence of her aunt's family and her grandmother and the Lord, she grew up as normal as all the other children. Elizabeth was one of 4 children. She was close to her siblings, but she was Little Miss Bossy. She liked to boss everyone around. She grew up in Evansdale also. Her life with her family was quite different from Lyric's, more stable and family oriented, strong in love with church and God. She was very close to her family. The girls were cousins and related by blood through their mothers. The mothers were sisters. And it's so sad what happens. I'll tell you about that in part 3. When summer came, the girls spent a lot of time together. They had more common interests. They spent a lot of time with Grandma Wilma. They loved to play cards with their grandmother. That Friday morning, July the 13th, they were dropped off at their grandma's house. At around 12:15, they told Grandma, that they were going for a bike ride. Sometime between 12:30 and 1, the cousins were spotted riding their bikes on Gilbert Drive. More than an hour had passed and they had not returned home. Wilma began to become concerned for their safety. And once Misty returned home, that was Lyric's mom, she was working, and she returned to the grandmother's house. She was going to pick up Lyric. Misty and Grandma began contacting friends and family in an effort to locate the girls. The family started searching the region around the grandmother's home. At this point, they began to panic and contacted law enforcement at 2:48. The police, fire and rescue, and the sheriff's department started searching. Approximately 2 hours later, a firefighter located the girls' 2 bikes and Elizabeth's purse. This was at approximately 4 p.m. in the southwest corner of Myers Lake, which is like a little recreational lake that wasn't that far from the grandmother's house, a couple miles. Soon, hundreds of volunteers joined in, and they combed the area. I mean, volunteers by the hundreds came to show support for the families. For several days, these searches went on. Candlelight vigils and press events went on to raise awareness. People were searching in helicopters, ATV, horses. Divers were in the lake. They brought the dogs in, and the dogs went straight to the water's edge. So, everyone thought, well, maybe they drowned in the water. So it was then that they believed that they could be in the lake, and they began to drain the lake. And this took several days, and it was partially drained. They searched it again, and they were not there. Oh gosh, this is where small town speculation begins. And I will be bringing part 3 regarding Elizabeth and Lyric, hopefully tomorrow. But I have another video that I really want to make about Kylie and about the Idaho 4. So I'm going to thank you all for your support. And I'm going to get on these other 2 videos and get them out today as well. And hope y'all have a great day.